Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurner. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 275.
Holy shit. The 275th podcast on the network. I can't believe we're at 275.
I know. We're creeping to 300, man.
That is bizarre.
Yep. It's been a road.
It's definitely been a road.
I feel like we should write a rock song about it. You know, they always have the ballads about being on the road.
Either that or like a down home country song.
Yeah, you're right. Either way.
408 Southern Rock.
That way we get both.
The best of both worlds.
I like it.
It's like the Hannah Montana of music.
When you said the best of both worlds, did Sammy Hagar's voice pop into your head immediately? Because it
Now
did
it
when
is.
it did to me. Damn it.
Yep, sure did now, Brian.
Well, again, I guess there's worse things.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. Like you wouldn't listen to Sammy Hagar. Come on.
I guess you're right. Could have been Gary Sharon.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Good point.
Oof.
Those are some dark days for Van Halen.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's always tough to replace your top guy, but you know, especially when you're not evolving the rest of the band so much.
True.
You know, you kind of have that sound and Yeah. But what are you going to do? That's fine. It was,
Well, plus, how do you possibly replace Diamond David Lee Roth?
Right.
Doing, spin kicks and talking about, basically banging his teacher and licking ice cream, whatever else.
I was going to say you put a now hiring sign in the Pizza Hut window.
Or that.
Yeah. No, yeah. Seriously, there's no creepier video. Well, there is, but of anything with David Lee Roth, to me, the creepiest damn thing is Ice Cream Man. That video. Just him in that Good Humor costume and that terrible dancing and stuff, and it's just it's not Hot for Teacher bad dancing, but
well, this is true.
Yeah,
I gotta see some images.
Do you though?
I do.
This is something you have to look up. I'm not sure this is a good call, Tony.
I put in David Lee Roth Ice Cream Man, and it's not very many pics from the video.
Yeah, as people are terrified. They don't want that
Apparently.
content out there.
I would have thought there would have been something.
Yeah.
God damn, what a furry bastard.
Right.
Jesus.
Oh, man. Good
Whoa,
times.
what's this picture? RothArmy.com. It's David Lee Roth in the water, and there's just some chick next to him. They're in the ocean. She's just tits out.
Well, that'll happen.
What is going on here? Oh, that's right. It was Van Halen.
Yeah, I was like, because he was in the biggest band in the world at one point or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll happen. Not that it matters. You don't even have to be in the biggest band in the world to get some girl to stand next to you tits out, probably.
Well, that's true.
You can probably go pretty far down the ladder.
Also true.
Especially when you're the lead singer. Like if you're, like the keyboard player or something, it's a different story. But, unless they're trying to work their way up the ladder. Like they've already bagged the roadie and the sound check guy. Now they're like, all right, well, keyboard time.
Well, that was the inspiration for the song, is he went backstage and there was some chick blowing the Ice Cream Man. He's like, wow, idea. Wow. Something.
Oh, was he here? I felt like
it kind of hurt to do that.
Yeah, I was saying, don't keep doing that. It's going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's way above my register.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. We can advertise David Lee Roth was on the podcast.
Right? Enthusiast number 37.
Too bad we didn't get him to do a shout out for us.
That sounded good. Ow.
Oh, man.
It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably quit doing that. I don't want you to.
Pain.
Especially this early.
I did find a video, so I guess it's going to be. It'll either be our video of the week or, well, I don't know, there's some other videos too.
I've got video stuff too, so it's going to be.
It'll definitely, for sure, be in our links.
Yeah. Because how could it? If you're not familiar with it, you should definitely listen to it, because it's something.
It is definitely
Well,
something.
actually, forget listening to it. Definitely look at the video, because, then you'll get to hear it and see the glorious images.
Yes, glorious. I wish I had the glorious bomb thing ready to go.
Right?
Glorious!
Right. Whew. All right.
Oh, my.
So enough about David Lee Roth and his Ice Cream Man fetish.
Yeah. He'd make a terrible Ice Cream Man. Every cone would just be covered in chest hair or long blonde hairs or coke.
Right. Yeah. Be similar to having, like Paul Stanley, as an Ice Cream Man.
Yeah,
Equally
true.
as creepy.
I mean, goddamn, I thought I was a furry bastard.
Yeah. Well, it was the 80s,
I guess.
People were into that kind of thing, I guess.
Oh, right, Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, exactly.
It all makes sense.
Burt Reynolds,
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Magnum P.I. I mean,
Yep.
It's all about them hirsute gentlemen,
Apparently.
Teen Wolf.
I'm just hoping it makes a comeback. Apparently.
Yeah, right? First dad bods, now werewolf bods. We're
Wolf
golden.
bod.
Yeah, we're golden.
That's my new blog site, Wolfbod.
Oh, shit. Wolfbod is probably going to be the name of the show, too. I'm just
my killer workout plan I'm putting out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm picturing like a werewolf in workout gear. So
Yeah,
which isn't
definitely.
that far off of Michael J. Fox in Teen Wolf when he has like the headband and the wristbands and shit on. You know,
Right.
when he's playing basketball.
We got to modernize a little bit. It's got to need like new Under Armour and like some
for
nice
sure.
Oakley.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah.
he? It's 2016. It's not the peak of humanity, which was 1980, whenever that came out.
And they're getting them gains, bro.
Right.
them full moon gains.
Oh man, that's gotta be even worse. Can you imagine the smell of the gym when he's in there getting that workout?
Yeah.
Just working up a lather. Oh God.
Just that one day a month he gets the best pump of his fucking life.
Yeah. It's not just wet fur, it's sweaty wet fur.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's just the worst. Everyone
Doesn't
else.
wipe down the bench, it's covered in fur.
It's not just covered, it's like stuck because of the sweat. It's it's like
It's terrible.
It's like trying to pick up spaghetti with your hand, It's just no bueno.
Not at all.
No. Oh.
Goddamn wolf bod.
He's in there doing CrossFit and howling the whole time.
Oh, of course.
We get it. You do CrossFit. Yeah.
Jesus. Why can't you just hit the elliptical like anyone else?
Yeah.
Wolf bod.
Wolf bod.
It seems like that really needs to be a product of some sort, like some sort of like pre-workout.
Yeah.
It just sounds like I just add a scoop of wolf bod. You're shaking. You're howling at the moon.
Damn it. Side effects may include hair growth, howling.
Yeah. Lycanthropy.
Yeah. Nail growth. Resting on your haunches. Yeah.
Wolf bod.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be like side effects may include some hair growth. That's what it would be.
Yes. Some hair growth.
Some hair growth.
Aggressive tendencies.
Right.
You may wake up surrounded by murdered sheep and blood on your face.
Right. Do you want to look like Chewbacca? Boy, have we got the products for you.
Wolf bod.
Then comes Wookbot.
Wook bod. Boy, you gotta hit the nerd culture.
Sure.
Definitely. You just it's the same shit.
Yeah,
just
for
market
sure.
different.
Yeah.
It's like one molecule off of the chemical thing.
Right.
So
Yeah. It just makes it harder for you to talk. It swells up like your throat, so you're less understandable,
yes, exactly.
So then when you howl, it's more of the instead of just, or whatever.
Less talking, extra fur.
Right, exactly. Efficiency with a laser crossbow.
Oh, bowcaster, son.
Yeah.
Them bowcaster
I couldn't
skills.
remember the damn name. I was close enough. Laser
Indeed.
crossbow sounds awesome anyway.
Laser crossbow does sound actually pretty awesome.
It's also my 80s action movie name.
Nice. I was thinking your American Gladiator name.
Yeah, right. Well, there was already lasers, so it'd be tough.
Well, you could be crossbow and then together.
Oh,
Laser
It's like
crossbow.
our tag team. I get you. All right.
Yeah, it's like when both you guys are in
Powerball or something.
Powerball, or I was
Yeah.
trying to think of whatever that game. Yeah, was it Powerball when it had the little like cylinders the guys had to run in and like put the ball in the
Yep.
cylinder,
Yeah,
and the
that's
gladiators
Powerball.
would basically break their spleen in half.
Oh, is you thinking that one, or are you thinking Breakthrough and Conquer?
No, that Breakthrough and Conquer was like the football.
Yeah, that was
one.
the football one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
right.
of one where each guy has a safe zone and they got to like run across the field and
Yeah, that's Powerball. Like there's a cone on each end, or a cylinder on each end, and you grab a ball from it, and then you have to. And there's different point values depending on which one you get to. Like if you get to midfield, I think it was worth more because that means you were able to elude, the gladiator.
I mean, great idea. That's exactly what I want is me to try to stuff a ball in a cylinder while two hulking steroid monsters. 'Cause
Yeah.
you for sure know there was no testing in that locker
Oh,
room.
not at all. Yeah. Maybe to make sure they were using.
Yeah.
Like Gemini, you're not using enough steroids.
Their whole goal in life is to powderize your hip.
Right? Yeah. It's like hit up Nitro and get on his regimen.
they tried to remake American Gladiators, didn't they?
Yeah, it was awful because they tried to make it like pro wrestling. They tried to
Terrible
make it.
idea.
They tried to make it too much ego and showmanship. And that was the beautiful part about it before was they didn't need to because basically the gladiators most of the time would just go scoreboard. Because,
yeah.
I mean, you're talking like guys that are built like linebackers and you've got some runt that's like $150 soaking wet, you know?
Yeah.
Who's a little lean, you know, a little muscular, you know, out there trying to run and just getting blown up on, you know? It's like...
Like Turbo's, you know, dick bulge weighs more than that guy.
Well, when he first started the show, it did.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
Toward the end, there was some, it was cold. There was shrinkage. Yeah. I think that's 4 gladiators we've named now. So we're doing, we're doing all right.
Yeah. But I mean, if they remade it right.
If anyone wants any more, Zap Glacier. Anyway, keep going. Yeah, that was my thing when they...
Ice, Diamond.
Yep. Man, I have a harder time remembering the women's names.
Yeah, all I see is just butt cheeks. I don't know.
Well, there's that too. And that hair. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides.
That
just
hair.
Cascading mullets, you know, fluffy cascading mullets, you know. Wicked. Yeah, when they remade it, I was super excited because, you know, we were kids when that was on originally and I was, you know, a big geek for it.
Yeah, we used to watch it like every fucking Saturday morning whenever it was on.
Yeah, well, it was on I think at night, but we ended up watching like a replay or something. But yeah, and then a few years ago they had it on ESPN Classic.
Right.
Had it, so I was watching it, you know, replays of it on there, and you know, but that remake was just brutal. It just wasn't good. The new games weren't good. They should have just fucking left it alone. It should just been the exact same games because I think they'd still be every bit as impressive.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Watch someone play Breakthrough. I mean, the difference would be now the competitors' level probably would be higher because of stuff like CrossFit.
Right.
You know, because back in those days, you know, it'd be like, I'm a dentist during the day, but I like to jog, you know?
Which you kind of want to see that, right?
Yeah, right? I mean, I don't want them to be equal. You know, you want to still feel like they're the underdog. But,
right.
You know, I don't have a problem with them being athletes going against athletes. You know,
right.
I wouldn't have a problem at all with that. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's most of the events they wouldn't have to really redo with the exception of the, whatever one where they're shooting the Nerf guns at each other into tennis balls. You'd probably have to update the weaponry a little bit, but just barely.
Like, you mean like on the Eliminator?
Yeah, whatever.
Or no, not the Eliminator. It was, what was that? Or was that the Eliminator? I know which one you're talking about. Like, where they have they have like safe, like barriers and they can hide behind them. Then they like,
yeah. And there was like each station had like some sort of really shitty gun.
Right. Like an air powered bazooka or
and like the last one was like, here's 3 tennis balls as grenades, quote unquote.
And you had to hit the target. Meanwhile, they're just firing a tennis ball cannon at you.
Right. Which was the best, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. You know, and the thing is, what's really funny is it's really no different than, playing paintball, you know?
Right.
It's the same idea kind of a thing. You're hiding, I mean, they're, aside from, you know, the gladiators, they weren't really hiding behind anything. I mean, the tennis ball gun had a big shield, so you couldn't hit them in the face with anything, but the competitors didn't get that same courtesy.
There you go. Assault.
That was what it was. Yeah. Cause the Eliminator was the final one where it had like that ramp you had to go up. Then there was the beam. Then there was the hand bike. I can't remember now. I'm like running through it in my head actually, but I can't remember. And I can't remember. There's like another big part because I remember at the end. Remember they had like different lanes you could go into,
right? And
in 1 or 2 of them there was a gladiator with a big like blocking pad to slow him down basically, and then one of them was like a clean. You know, you could just walk through it basically. But yeah, that was the Eliminator.
Yeah, I for sure would watch American Gladiators again.
Mm-hmm.
With like, and I know they came up with new events for the redo.
Yeah.
Piss off.
Yeah.
I want the classic events. I want the,
I'm not against new events, because some of the new events that they had on the new show weren't terrible. Like, they were decent. But
I want to see some joust.
Fuck yeah. I want to see.
I want to see some of that hamster ball event.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was called, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, when they had to roll in those stupid pods and then they'd get gassed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally know what you're talking about. Because I remember back in the day we were like, man, that'd be so much fun to do. And now they have those things like available for people just for fun.
Oh, dude.
Have
you seen the guy get hit by a bull in one of those?
No.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
No, I haven't seen that.
It has to be like Mexico or somewhere where rules don't apply.
Russia, yeah.
Yeah. Because because I know you could, what do they call it? The stupid soccer you can play in those big inflatable suits.
Yeah.
The guy's wearing one of those, but he's in a bullfighting ring and he gets fucking wrecked.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I saw a bull charging at my car, I'd be terrified, So
yeah.
a piece of plastic like that's not going to make me feel very safe. I'll just bounce right off. Yeah, except those horns are sharp.
Boy, are they.
Yeah, I've seen a man's groin get torn open. Yeah, it's no good. No good.
I'm trying to find one for you, like I said, and for sure this is going to be on the website.
Yeah, well, obviously. Why wouldn't it be, right? Man, this is what has really took me down memory lane here.
I know. I love the American Gladiators.
Yeah, in fact, like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if it was still, like, it might still be on ESPN Classic. I should look and just DVR it, because I'd still watch it now. Like, I enjoyed watching it, because I did. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were some of them, though, like, the competitors they picked. Oh my god, they picked, like, Gilbert to go be a competitor kind of a thing, Like, they just picked the scrawniest, littlest people, and you're like, they're gonna get destroyed.
Right.
And most of the time, or a lot of the time they did, or, especially on the power events, or you'd see like one of the competitors is in pretty good shape, just, looks like kind of like they played some high school ball or something. And then the other one looks like Al Bundy now,
Right.
It's like,
exactly.
Oof.
I kind of want to see, I just found the thing I was talking about. It's called Volley Bowl.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I really, this is one of those times I wish we had a video element in our show.
Yeah.
Because I can't get over how dumb these people are.
Right.
It's 4 people and they're standing inside a ring and they're in those suits. But the suits, I mean, they only cover waist up. So your dick and legs are hanging out.
See, that's the important stuff.
Exactly. That's a problem.
Right.
And there is oh Jesus, someone had to have died during this.
Well, I guess, it would kind of serve them right.
I don't know why you think this is a good idea. Does anyone realize Johnny Knoxville, like twice a day, has to catheter himself because that time he got blindfolded and hit by a bull?
Oh, really? Ooh, yeah. That was brutal.
Like it broke his dick.
Yeah, it was brutal. That was no joke. Ugh.
Yeah, the guy that got annihilated, he is not going for the soccer ball at all. Oh my God.
Well, why would he, right? At that point, he's probably like trying to make sure nothing of his is leaking out,
This is true.
That'd be my first priority.
I know this is bad form, me watching a video while we're recording, but it's fucking fascinating.
Right.
I just sent you the link if you want to enjoy yourself, Brian.
Yeah, that's fair.
This will definitely be on saltylanguage.com because, wow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow, indeed, sir.
What? I don't know. I don't understand why does anyone think that, and this is in Minnesota.
Oh my God, you're right, it is. I just saw that.
Yeah. Clearly rules don't apply up there.
Why wouldn't you want to protect your legs and groin?
I don't know. I don't know. The good stuff happens about halfway into the video.
That's freaking awful, though. Like, why would you? See, those are the kind of things. Like, I laugh, but at the same time, I'm just like, why would you be that stupid? Like, is there money on the line? Like, what's?
I don't know.
It's probably for like a free hot dog dinner or something like that at the concession booth.
Y'all can get some free hot dogs if you
I'm
get
in.
this inflatable soup.
I'm in.
Soup. Oh my god! I just googled American Gladiators now because I want to see some.
Hold on, we can't gloss over your inflatable soup.
Yeah, dude. If they made inflatable soup, I would buy it.
You just open the can. You just there's like a pull string on the can. And
Soup.
Delicious.
I completely forgot about the American Gladiator known as Malibu with his like Fabio hairdo.
Right,
Like he's got some blonde curls that if you saw him dancing, his back was to you. Well, besides having a back like a card table, you'd be like, oh, who is that lovely lady? Oh, geez.
Like, nice ass. He must work out.
Hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah. That's the other fun part about going back watching that now is you get to see all of that from the 90s, or was that early 90s and late 80s, early 90s, or do you have that handy?
It was early 90s, I believe.
That seems right. I just couldn't remember when exactly it was.
Well, this random link I found said 15 years later, and it was from 2015, so 90.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But, boy, what a shit show. Sometimes.
I'll be honest, the original, 6 gladiators they have here.
Yeah.
50 folks, with the exception of this fucking guy, Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't remember Wolf, but
I do.
Jesus, looks like a murderer.
Yep.
They all look pretty good considering it's 15 years after.
That's very surprising. I mean, you'd think that most of them would just look like, tombstones at this point, but
yeah, they actually don't look bad at all.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Impressive. Yeah. Cause and it is because, because really the way they treated their bodies and stuff probably paralleled the way pro wrestlers did. Except they're not doing it every day. Although they did go on tour eventually. They took the show on the road and did a tour with it and stuff, like during the off season. And, cause I remember my nephew, getting to go to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super jealous.
Yeah. Right. That's what I said. They should bring it back again, but, not bugger it up the way they did last time. Like, don't make it like it's something put on by Vince McMahon, Make it a legitimate
that's why they need,
athletics.
That's why they need us in charge of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like every guy has to, everyone, in fact, man or woman, has to have, a cascading mullet to be on the show.
Yes.
Or something, equally as fantastic.
Such as?
I don't know, just whatever hairstyle they want to have.
Big, meaty camel toe.
Especially on the guys.
Definitely.
Like,
wow,
all right.
They did have some terrible haircuts.
Yeah, it's like, all right, what's it going to be? Cascading mullet or meaty camel toe?
Yes, okay.
By the way, I was naming them. I wasn't.
Oh, that's their gladiator name.
Meaty camel toe. And they never show her below the waist. Like,
no.
Because they can't. They can't.
Exactly.
The censors just will
she weighs in at, a 183.
Yeah.
33 pounds of it is just monkey.
Yeah. That sounds accurate. Oh, shit. Whew.
That is something.
That is, whew. That is one weighty vulva.
Yeah, oh boy.
Boy. Oh, man. All right, well, we should move on from American Gladiators.
Look, we didn't talk about wrestling. We talked about American Gladiators.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. See? Similar-ish.
Now, okay. Now, I gotta kind of shift back to American Gladiators briefly.
Of course you do, right.
So, as popular as that show was when it came out,
yeah,
was there any shows that were trying to copy their format, kind of?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember any.
I don't know either.
You
would think somebody would be like, well, look at these, meatheads out here wrecking normal guys.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do something similar.
Yeah. Yeah, because, we'll just call it whatever instead, I don't know what, but, like the Joe's versus Pros type show that was on, I don't know if it's still on, but it was on a few years ago, where they take, retired athletes and go against, weekend warriors or whatever. It's the same kind of concept,
You know what? Maybe that was in the days of before that they were like, copy that format and put it out quickly.
Yeah. Well, plus there weren't
Because now
a million channels. I said there weren't a million channels now. Now you're right. If a show like that came out and hit, there'd be like 15 of them on. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, because even like with Wipeout, there's been other shows that they tried to do a game show format where people get, beat on and,
right.
Like Survivor obviously has been mimicked a million times,
You know what I want to see? They have American gladiators. I want to see Russian gladiators.
Yeah.
Because those savages.
International gladiators.
Yeah. Oh, now we're talking. That's the reboot.
Or
International Gladiators.
Universal Gladiators.
Yes.
Oh,
it's like the steroid Olympics.
Oh, for sure.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, they only test the
instead
competitors.
Well, what?
I said they only test the competitors.
Yeah.
They're like, sorry, you dropped dirty, and the competitor's like, that guy's like a house.
Now, here's what I'm thinking. You get, like 3 meatheads and 3 meat broads, I don't know, from each country. And then they compete against each other. No competitors.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be
so then, you'll have like, I don't know, Glacier, Laser, and Mustang against like, KGB, Kremlin, and Borscht or something.
Borscht, yeah.
It'd be awesome.
I'm Team Borscht all the way, by the way.
Oh, definitely. If there was a gladiator named Borscht, I'm buying his shirt.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Just a big steaming borscht picture on it.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't even know what borscht is. I think it's food.
I don't know. I just like the fact that the guy's name is Borscht. That's all.
Whatever it is, I support it.
It just makes me happy. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm making signs when I go to see him.
Yeah, borscht.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Or if you want to make the anti-signs, be like borscht, more like boar.
Ooh, wait.
Burn.
Yeah. Oof. Oh man. Yeah, that would be really interesting to see meatheads versus meatheads rather than what basically like prime physical specimens versus, like I said, dentists that go jogging,
Yeah, exactly. For the world title of, whoever's got the best steroids.
Right.
Because once again, no testing.
No, it's just no, it's just during the commercial breaks they're just roiding it up, and I know it doesn't work that quick. I'm just they have to maintain a schedule.
For everyone, who wants to know, borscht is a beet soup using lots of vegetables and a touch of bacon.
Okay, I knew it was a beet
Keyword
soup.
beet, so I'm out.
Yeah, I was pretty sure it was a beet soup, but I wasn't sure.
Not a fan of the old beet. Doesn't do anything for me.
No, but borscht, the meathead, yeah. That's what we're just going to call the show Meatheads.
I like it.
Just Meatheads.
I mean, I kind of think International Gladiators is a little more ring to it.
I guess. Fine.
International Gladiators subtitle Meatheads.
Yeah. All right, fine.
Or Season 1 Meatheads.
There you go. Yeah.
Season 2 Scary Vagines, because it's the ladies division then.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a better title, but that's all I got.
I know, I like the title. That's why I can't stop laughing, because it's just Scary Vagines. It's like, how do they know that? Like, the women walk in and they're just like, all right, here's what we're going to need. Like, that's terrible.
So then, like, the American team would be like, Clamshell, Moose Knuckle,
right.
and Audrey 3.
Right. Wait.
Yeah. It's a little Shop of Horrors gag.
Yeah,
for
it is. Well played, sir. Well played. Oh my God. Whew. All right. Yeah, we should seriously move on.
Okay.
As fun as this, I'm sure we'll come back to it.
Probably.
We always do. So how was your week?
It was all right. This is fun.
Dreaming of meaty camel toes all week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's been just I don't know, stressful week. Stress. So this is a nice little talking about meaty camel toes. It's been a great time.
Obviously, yeah. It's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's what all the great philosophers used to do when they sat around talking. Just talking about meaty camel toes all the time.
Smoke opium.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've come to realize that, apparently when I get stressed out, I don't communicate it with my family.
Yeah.
And I just become an asshole. So I'm working on this.
Yeah.
Apparently I become not nice. Not in a beating type way. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. It's been a week, Brian.
That's good at least. At least you don't take it out physically on anyone.
Well, that's true.
And if so, then, go sign up for some martial arts or something to calm yourself and, maybe throw some people around.
Sharpen my skills.
Whatever. That's fine too. To hone your weapon.
To make my striking more accurate.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not just willy-nilly slap fighting,
Exactly. Why waste the movement?
Right. It's just inefficient. That's all.
Like, wow, Dad never used to put me in the drywall like that before. It's crazy.
Yeah. Just like an open palm strike to the solar plexus. They just fly across the room.
Those old videos of Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Guy goes flying out of his chair.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Seems accurate.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But Saturday, we got Saturday. That was amazing.
Saturday was something. Because I haven't had a whole lot go on this week either, so, whatever to that. But Saturday was interesting because, I started by going to a celebration for my sister's 50th birthday, which was, which was fine and all. We hung out, had some victuals. I had, beers and, some delicious bourbon, and then you picked me up, and then we hit the old Rockies.
Slow down.
Oh, there's more?
As I was sitting there waiting for you, perusing my phone, doing whatever the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
I look over, I'm like, oh, there's my pal Brian. And we made our, bestie heart hand signal to each other.
Oh, well, there was that. I forgot. Yeah, naturally.
And then your nephew, dressed as a Riddler, sat in a booster seat that was in my back seat for my niece.
Yeah, right.
Which was hilarious.
That was funny, yeah. I especially love that, he just got in and didn't tell you he wasn't going to go with us, and you just drive off,
Yeah, I'm like, you coming? All right. And I just started driving. And I could tell. Well, I thought he might have been coming.
Yeah.
Because one, he sat in the booster seat. Two, I could smell the booze. So I'm like, he's feeling pretty good.
Nah, he's fine.
So I guess he's coming with us.
Yeah. No, he sure wasn't.
No, so we had to do a UE and, drop his ass back. I'm like, get out of my car, Riddler.
Right.
You're too big for that booster seat.
I'm not going to body shame anyone, Tony.
Get that extra large vagine out of there.
Yeah, we, boy, just from minute one of the bar, it was something, it was, we walked in and this place we went to is usually really chill and laid back, which is why we like going there
when it's full.
Yeah, and it wasn't that it was busy when we got there. It was a little, the bar itself, seat-wise, was
yeah,
full,
the bar was pretty stacked, but all the tables were empty.
Yeah.
It's it's probably my favorite dive bar in town, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
And
big fan.
We walk in, and there's this guy this guy on one end of the bar is, hollering across the bar at this woman. They're both yelling at each other, and we're like... As we're walking in, we're kind of like, all right. And I have no idea what was going on.
We missed the beginning, but all I know is I think he shoved the woman that was by him or something.
Yeah.
Because then that's when the woman next to it or closer to us started freaking out.
Yeah.
And then because he starts yelling like, y'all didn't see what she was doing to me. Pulling on my ears, pulling my keys out of my pocket. He was going crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they asked. I think they asked him to leave first. I think they asked them both to leave, but I think that not the woman that was yelling at him, but the woman he was with.
Yeah,
or I think they asked those two to leave because clearly they've got some issues. And
well, even like the guy bartender, when he was hanging out our end of the bar, I heard him talking to someone who's going like, yeah, she's crazy. She's crazy.
Awesome.
So obviously she's been in there before and probably acted up.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy. And then my favorite part was when they wanted him to leave, and then, you know, he started going into the tirade of, you know, like, what was it? Like, I made you that grilled cheese, and now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, the bartender's name, I think, was Dan, because he's like, you know me, Dan? That sandwich in that grilled, or that styrofoam container, I made you that grilled cheese, or whatever.
Like, what is going on here? Yeah.
It was just so weird.
It was so odd. You know, and we're like, all right, you know, so that calmed down fairly quickly. It did, you know, was about 10, 15 minutes. It was pretty much over. They left. And, or the guy left. The woman was there for a little while longer, and then she left, which probably, you know, was either her waiting on a ride, or they didn't want her leaving at the same time, so nothing would happen in the parking lot or something, you know. And, you know, so we just, you know, start enjoying our drinks. There was somebody having a birthday party, you know, we were...
Bunch of fucking blue hairs.
Yeah.
I don't know how many birthdays you get when you get that age, but...
All of them.
We're getting there. I can see the checkered flag ahead.
Oh, wow. That's damn. Yeah, they were, you know, celebrating. You know what I think was funny is, were you offered any cake? Like, it felt like everybody in that place was offered cake but us.
Yeah, I know.
I know it wasn't the case. There were other people at the bar that weren't, but it was just funny how, like, everyone around us was part of their party or worked there. So they all got cake, and it was just funny how, like, you know, like the way it was going, I was half expecting it, you know?
I think if I really wanted to, I could have got some of that dirty, dusty skirt cake next to me. She was like, I'm fascinated watching you eat your hot dogs.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was.
Get away from me, Nana. You know?
I know, right? Yeah. Like, there's a good boy. You're going to grow up big and strong, just like Grandma likes.
Don't you have Murder, She Writes or whatever to watch?
Murder, She Writes.
Whatever the fuck that show is.
That's my knockoff version of the show. No, the show was past tense, though. It's Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Or wrote, rather. Not.
Right. I like Murder, She Writes, though. It's much better.
It's just she's doing it at the time.
Yeah. Like, as it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. That woman was kind of leaning in a little, you know.
I'm just hoping she was fascinated, because I got some of them chili cheese dogs. No,
yeah,
I got sauerkraut dogs.
Yeah, which smelled awful.
Oh, they were delicious.
I hate the smell of
it's
sauerkraut.
basically like me trying to eat them through like shrubbery with all my face going on here.
I thought she was going to lean in and just have a bite, and maybe of the hot dog too.
Lady of the Tramp time?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm for sure
God.
the lady.
Nice. Oh, I'm just picturing you guys like with a piece of the sauerkraut between you. Not the hot dog, but the sauerkraut. That way you get, you know, more slurping effect.
That's true. Plus probiotics.
Yeah. Oh, man. So that was weird enough. But then something even weirder happened. And a guy walks in, and it looked like a guy and a woman walked in with a baby.
Would you say a couple?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I looked and saw two people walking with a baby, and I was like, okay, you know, like, cause it's, at this point, it's like, what was it, 10:30?
It was, in the 10 o'clock hour. And let me establish this bar for everyone real quick.
Right.
It is a small dive bar.
Yeah.
Granted, their food is really good.
Yes.
But it's a bar with like 10 tables tops.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So it's not a restaurant.
Not at all.
It's a bar.
Right. And again, 10:30 at night.
10:30
10:30, whatever it was. Yeah, on a Saturday.
And everyone that, since we walked in at probably a little after 9, there was definitely some libations happening. Lots of drinking, shots happening. Yep. There was nonsense to be had.
Right. Exactly. And they came in and, you know, we kind of were like, why in the fuck's there a baby here? Cause, you know, it's always weird whenever we're at a bar. A brewery is different. Places that have what are, you know, where places that are restaurants are different. It's like most bars have food because as you drink, you want more. Plus, then you don't have to leave to go get food. You can just stay there and eat. You know, they just make more money that way. And,
granted, they did sit down at a table that was kind of back against the wall by the jukebox.
I'll give him that. You're right.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't too long after that we realized that it wasn't actually a couple. It was just this guy with a baby.
Yes.
And the woman happened to walk in at a similar time.
Yeah.
And that changes the game, because when it's a couple with a baby, it's weird. But at least in my head, I'm going, well, one of them's not going to drink,
Right.
because driving. And then when it switches towards just a person and a baby, it's like, he's getting booze. Like, or he's trying to order booze. And then it changes the game, And we had a bartender come over to, because we were sitting at one end of the bar, basically, or at the corner of the one end. And, she was over talking about, asking the guy why he was in a bar with a baby. And this guy just did not understand why it was weird or anything about it. It was so mind blowing. And, she said it sounded like she cut him off.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We got to rewind.
Well, yeah,
briefly.
I was going to get to that next.
Okay. What do you,
Go ahead.
It's just, the guy bartender made one of my favorite comments of the night.
Absolutely.
Because when we were just kind of shooting the shit, I'm like, hey, maybe the baby's part of his costume because it was Halloween weekend.
Right.
The guy's like, what is he dressed as? A shitty father?
Yeah.
Killed
and
it.
You and I died.
Yes.
I mean, it was like Night at the Apollo. We were like on the floor laughing,
Yeah. We had to run outside real quick.
Oh, shoving each other. It was ridiculous.
Yep, running into the bushes and stuff. It was fun.
It was hilarious.
But no, yeah, because I know, I looked over when the woman bartender was around and I noticed the baby is gone. So I'm like, hey, what happened to the baby? I think I made some dumb comment like I was going to buy him a shot of milk or something.
Yeah. Well, you just said you were going to buy him a shot, and then you said something about milk after.
Right.
Which, classy.
Classy.
Yeah.
But yeah, she said that, yeah, she asked him to leave because he ordered his second Manhattan.
Yeah.
Which means he's drinking.
Right.
With his, no joke, 1-year-old kid, maybe one.
Maybe, yeah.
It was a little baby.
It was a baby for sure. Yeah. It was, and like I said, that was my concern with this. It's like, if a couple goes out and takes their baby, it's like, well, you can say whatever you want about them as a couple. As long as one of them is sober and driving, it's like, well,
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I'm not going to judge because I don't know all their story. But it's like when one person stops in a baby, it's like, no, because now you're putting your want for booze above the baby.
Exactly.
No bueno.
I mean, and I love me some Rockies.
Yeah.
I would be hard pressed to take my kids in there for like early afternoon pizza.
Yeah.
Because it is more bar than restaurant.
Exactly.
And my kids are old, and I probably would.
Yeah.
But at that time of night, fuck no. They wouldn't be anywhere near that place.
No, and like she said, a lot of bars, switch to 21 and over after 9, 10
hit a certain
o'clock.
time. It's like, you gotta be 21 to come in.
And she even brought that up, but it was just mind blowing how, like I said, she said she mentioned to him about, it's like, hey, it's kind of ruining everybody else's vibe because we're all standing around like, why is there a baby in here? Rather than just watching the baseball game or football games that we're on and, just in, or the people with the birthday party or just where, just having a time,
Right.
It's it really kind of takes it takes you out of it a little bit because it's like you feel a little weird being rowdy, like when there's a baby in the bar, it just doesn't feel right.
Right.
So that was so odd though. But yeah, then he left and then from there it was fairly
It became just a bar night. I mean, Soundboard T showed up, which is nice.
Well, and also before Soundboard T showed up, I remember you turning around because they had a hot dog station behind us, a table.
God, I forgot about the hot dog station.
And they just had, a bathtub with hot water in it for the hot dogs, and they had ketchup and mustard. And I don't know if there's anything else, but on the table, And Tony had ordered hot dogs to eat, it was kind of which was funny also because the guy coming out with that jar of kraut, and he could not open it.
Could not open the kraut.
And he wasn't the only one. The other guy had trouble too. So it was, but yeah, and Tony's like, so did He's like, could I have just turned around and had hot dogs like for free? You know,
It seemed like it.
It sure did, because people walked over, and at this point we had been there for what, 2-ish hours probably. It was probably around 11 when you realized that, I think. You know, we had been there for a while, 11:30, somewhere in that range. And then these people just show up, and the woman like walks right over and just grabs a hot dog, and we just look at each other like, okay, we've been here for a few hours and no one's touched those things.
What made it weird is she went for face like she was bombing for apples.
Oh, yeah. Well, kind of. I mean, just not over there.
Didn't even touch the sides.
I mean, when she actually started eating that hot dog, I mean,
I know. I was like, whoa.
She was doing
Jeez.
what we thought the woman who was sitting next to you earlier was going to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Just straight, you know, see if it'll
I
touch
was
the
like,
back.
I was like, let me film this real quick. Put it up on some Pornhub, yo.
Seriously. It's like, let's see if this can touch, you know, the back of your throat without touching the sides, you know?
Yeah, it was something.
It was, yeah. She went right after it and then went and grabbed another one and did the same thing.
You know, the more I think about it, now granted, if I was like decided to do some heavy drinking that night, I would have been on that hot dog station.
Yeah.
But as just had a couple beers and was in my right state of mind.
Yeah.
I'm always weird about stuff like that. Like, I don't want other people's fucking hepatitis fingers touching my food and whatever else, you know?
That's not entirely true, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
at work when they do a big potluck,
Ugh.
I never participate because I
Yeah.
see the people I work with.
Right. I'm always grossed out by that stuff anyway, but I'm like, I think I've talked about it before. It's like, I'm just enough of a germaphobe that certain things really bug me. Like, I hate being places when there's like an open bowl of chips or something, like, you know, to where people are just sticking their hands all over
Yeah.
the chips. It's like, I'd rather they're in the
Dirty
bag.
paw in there.
Yeah, it's like I'd rather have them in a bag where I can pour them onto my plate, but most people for parties, because, you know, people want to just walk by and grab a handful of chips or whatever. And it's like, but in my head, I'm going, how many of the people here wash their hands when they, you know,
Right.
touch their junk? And it's like, yeah, you know.
I've got less of a problem with that at family events, but like public or,
Yes.
work. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, right. That's one of the best
I know
ones.
the
Is like
food's
when
free, but I'd rather be hungry.
the best part will be when like something will happen and they'll be like, just use your fingers, you know, and you see like everybody else doing it. Or like, have you ever been in a place when they get donuts and you see somebody break one in half and put half of it back and you're like,
Yes.
use a fucking knife. Like,
Yeah.
or at least wrap it wrap it in your hands or something in like a napkin. Cause God knows where your hands have been.
I mean, I usually just give people the judgment face, like, really?
Mm-hmm. Or seriously,
Half a donut?
just take the whole
Really?
donut. Just eat the
Either
whole donut.
eat a donut or don't eat a donut.
Right. I
know?
agree. Yeah. If you have to cut it in half, you know, you can eat the other half later or something. Or
Yeah,
I don't
it just
know.
bothers me.
give it to a hobo, you know, when you visit Hobo Gulch next time.
Definitely.
I mean, that's fair too.
Hobo gladiators.
I think we talked about this before. I feel like we did.
We could take the strongest and, most athletic hobos from every city and have them compete.
Well, I'm always going to win because mine are fed a strict diet of steroid and hormone laden
definitely.
food. So
I was like, if this is legit hobo gladiators, my money's on San Francisco because nice weather, and I hear they get good bennies for being homeless out there, basically.
yeah, probably.
Neil, you should let me know about that.
Right. Why are you saying he's homeless?
Well, I heard him saying on, I think it was Daft Pod,
Yeah.
how he, pisses in bottles a lot because he doesn't want to deal with the homeless people in the bathrooms by where he works.
Oh wow, yeah.
I understand
I think he
because
just
they're
likes,
in there like doing prison, I almost said prison sex, doing prison sets.
Well, either way,
It's true.
if you walk in and they're doing prison sex in there, it's like I'm not going to want to stay very long.
No.
Couple of pictures and I'm out. It's like
Yeah, see ya. Like, hold on, let me go outside and fire up my periscope. I'll be right back.
right. Yeah, like you're just holding your camera over the top of the door, or better yet, under.
Yeah.
Or you slide the toilet paper roll to one side and just film.
Yeah, have the sex window open.
The old drive-through glory hole. Yeah.
Right.
Ah, man. Yeah.
No, it was definitely an odder night at the bar that I've had.
There were some interesting costumes and stuff that showed up. You know, people showing up after Halloween parties and whatnot. And I always love. Oh, and not to mention the owner or who we think is the owner, whichever. You know, just walking up to you and touching your shoulder, and then.
Yeah, he grabbed my shoulder and he walked by again later, and we like just stared at me, and I looked back, and then we just fist bumped, and he walked away.
It's pretty weird. Yeah.
The guy's I told you some stories I heard about the guy. We'll leave him off the air.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was a weird night. It was fun. We had a good time, but it was a really odd night.
That is another one of those places that if I lived in that neighborhood, it would probably be a problem.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like, why would I? Because, you know, I don't drink beer enough anymore in my everyday life that I would need. I don't really have much in the fridge.
Yeah.
So if I wanted a beer, if I was close to a bar like that, I'd be like, well, I'll just go take a walk and have a couple of Rockies.
Sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be just a terrible idea.
Yes.
Be like, have you seen Tony? Like, he's probably up at Rockies. Like, yeah, but he left like a week ago. Like, yeah,
he's probably Rockies.
Oh man! Also, one of the things, and I feel like this is a little talking out of school, but I don't care. Was later after the kitchen was closed down and the bartender got a Marco's pizza delivered. Marco's is a local pizza thing here, and he gets a pizza delivered, and this place serves really good pizza. Like, I'm still not sure why he didn't have a pizza made for him.
Yeah, I don't get
it's weird
that either.
Unless
maybe he's tired of their pizza.
I was just going to say, unless he's either tired of it or maybe it's a money thing because their pizza's more than. Oof. Well, he got like a large. Anyway, but
it's pretty close in price.
Yeah. So anyway, but I said to Tony at one point because I thought I saw him like open the styrofoam container and just house some food, and then I told Tony, I was like, I'm pretty sure he got that pizza and he's put it in the styrofoam container and brought it out onto the floor, or behind the bar, and I was like, I think, and he's doing it probably because they do normally sell pizza and, for brand reasons, I guess, like as to not disrespect your employer, basically.
Right.
But the kitchen was closed, so it's not like anyone could order a pizza. It's not like, to me it would be different if their kitchen was still open. And be like, wow, you don't even like the pizza at the place? You'd rather have Marco's than the pizza here? Like
the pizza you make in the back? Huh.
Like, should I not be eating the pizza here? Is there,
Right.
Do they have Hep C fingers? Do they put those hot dogs on it? I mean,
yes and yes.
Those are the Hep C fingers. But it was just funny because after I pointed it out to you, he brought that thing back out 2 more times. I mean, he housed that large pizza.
Well, from where were we sitting? We could stare into the kitchen, and he did go in there and reload his takeout container.
Yep, that's why I say he housed that whole large too. It was, or most of it, because I saw him bring that thing out 2 more times, and then he brought out an empty box. So it was, if he didn't eat it, actually, you know what? He might not have, because I think he gave some to. Actually, the guy who was yelling at the woman when we first walked in, who came back later.
Yeah, fascinating. Which I don't think he left. I think he just went outside and hung out on the patio.
I think you're right, because for a while we didn't see him, and then I saw him standing right outside the door.
Yeah, he was outside smoking.
And I was like, that guy's, because in our head he left, even though you're right, he probably just sat outside for a while. But it was weird because for what was going on, he's got to be a regular. Otherwise, I can't imagine they would have let him back in.
Yeah, I would assume he's probably there every day after work having a couple or something.
Yeah, because otherwise, and it also cracked me up.
He made a grilled cheese for Dan.
Right, I'm saying, him and Dan are clearly tight. So,
yeah.
I was also really surprised. It cracked me up, that guy that was on my left when we first got there, who was just casually enjoying himself a drink. And then after the Holleran situation, and then the baby showed up, he's just like, it's time to get the hell out of here. Yeah. And I caught it. I got that vibe too, because there's just, how it is. There's sometimes you're at a bar and you're just like, this is a weird environment tonight. And bars are one of those places, if you get a vibe like that, it's probably best to just get the hell out of Dodge, because weird shit goes down in bars, stabbings and fights and just stuff you don't want to be part of,
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm thinking he kind of got that.
Showing up to question us about something.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, I think he was getting that vibe. Was just like, shit's just weird here tonight. I'm out. It was just funny when he just shaking his head and just like, it's time to get the hell out of here.
Which I have to say, impressive lawn dreadlocks from a man that's looked probably in his 50s.
Yeah, they were.
I was like, wow, that dude's got a lot of fucking hair.
He did. You are correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and then some guy who was a Cubs fan sat down next to us, and at this point, that was the game actually where the Indians went up 3-1 on the Cubs, and I felt so bad for that guy because everybody else in the place was like pretty much pro Indians,
Yeah, and he was like head to toe Cubby gear basically.
Yeah. And it was. Oh man, good times.
Well, you also can't forget, Brian. We celebrated a little bit because we had some champagne.
We did? I don't remember any champagne.
The champagne of beers.
Oh my God, you're right. I totally forgot about that.
Because everyone around us was ordering Miller Genuine, what is it? MGD, right?
High Life.
High Life. Yeah, Miller High Life.
Yeah.
Everyone around us was ordering the High Life.
Yep.
And we both, Brian and I, listened to the Monday morning podcast of Bill Burr, and he's talking about how Miller High Life is like his favorite beer.
Yeah.
So I went, you know what, Brian? Fuck it. I'm ordering a High Life, and you followed suit. And when T did too, when he showed up, he got one as well.
I don't think he air quotes enjoyed it as much as we did.
No.
Yeah.
And I got to say, for the price point, it's all right.
Yeah.
Because it was like $1.75 for the bottle.
Yeah.
When normally I get a pint of beer and it's like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
So the price point was good, but I decided though after the next day that I need to find a cheap beer that I actually enjoy the flavor of.
Right? That's why for a long time I was drinking Yuengling because it's an average price beer and the flavor to me was better than, Budweiser and different stuff like that. But it's still just a lager. It doesn't have that kind of the other stuff like, because again, me, I love brown ales and I love Scotch ales. It's hard to find Scotch ales that are not expensive.
Right.
Like my favorite beers, like, I still love like Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, but that stuff's horribly expensive. It's like $15 for 4 bottles, so I rarely get that, so I'm the same way. It's like, I want to find that, and All Day's great, but All Day's still too expensive for it's just too expensive for me most of the time.
Right.
And that's why, like right now, I've got Yuengling sitting out in the kitchen because it's a cheaper beer. But I'm with you. I want to find one too, but I don't know. It's tough because most of the craft beers start at, the price point is significantly higher.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had a lot of, I'm just gonna have to start ordering shitty beer and like figure out which one is the less shitty.
Right. Yeah, because we've talked on the podcast before how, there's times we go out and we still, most of the time we're both still beer snobs. But but there are times when we go out, like Saturday, you and I were both looking to try to keep the bill fairly close to, 20 or so bucks, and it's hard to do and have any amount of craft beer. It's like you said, they're usually like $5, $6, $7 a pint. And it's like, yeah, if I have, like we had that delicious Nature's Breast from, the Cloister because they had a tap takeover at the bar and it was delicious, but it was $6 for a pint. It's like, I don't want to pay $6 a pint all night, So yeah, I think you're right. It's just going to have to be find some terrible beer that's in the $2 to $3 price range and go with that.
Sorry about that. My shit internet is doing shit things.
Yep.
To our not shitty podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. The whole cheap beer thing, because I love craft beer. Mm-hmm. But sometimes when you want to go out and have a night of beers, you end up dropping a little more than I'd like to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the upside, the craft beers do tend to be a little heavier, so you don't drink you don't normally like drink 10,
Right.
But man, there's been nights where I've had, 6, 7 beers, and it's like, whew, when I get the bill, because depending on what you're ordering, yeah. So, I guess, we just have to stick to hams. It is, you know.
If they had hams at the bar, I would have bought one.
Yeah. Or
Just
Baltica.
because.
Baltica, because it's the Tsar beers, the official, unofficial Russian, beer product of Salty Language. So.
Right. Naturally.
Yeah. But I don't think they're going to have Baltica at the bar. It would be hilarious.
No, I wish.
It'd be so funny too. Like not on tap, but just plastic bottles, of course, you know.
Of course.
Like those little, you know how they have those little plastic bottles of like water and pop and stuff? It'll be like those, you know, like they don't even have cans.
Just Baltica.
Yeah, they have little bottles of Baltica. And I don't even mean like, you know, be like Little Kings. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the damn beer. You know how they have those real tiny Little Kings bottles?
Oh, I am familiar.
Yeah. It'll just be that, but Baltica. Or
So,
better yet, they just sell 40 or whatever, how much ever liter and a half, whatever that was that, you know.
The ridiculous amount of Baltica.
Yeah.
So I do believe that we need to have another bar night, and I'm just going to hit up the cheap beers and try to decide what I like best.
Boy, that'll be an interesting,
You know,
that would be an interesting.
For sure.
Yeah.
Beer, except it'll be like beer drinkers and note takers. Yeah.
Way less exciting.
Way less exciting.
Way less exciting. Oh, man. All right. Well, we should probably move into other stuff, so unless you have anything else from the week or that night.
No, I mean, I feel like some other things happened, but I, for some reason, don't have notes on my phone.
Yeah,
or, you know.
Yeah. It's like I can remember some other people that came in and different things that were kind of said. You know, like Maverick was there, and you know,
Yeah.
there was a guy dressed like Maverick and from Top Gun. So I always
The
feel like
old
if you're,
flight suit.
I always feel like, well, maybe he just wasn't there, but it's like I always feel if you're going to be Maverick, you have to have someone else go with you.
Yes.
Or you have to have someone like you know you need like someone to dress as what's her name, the love interest. I can't think of the actress's name now.
Oh, yeah, her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because I just feel like that has to be a tandem kind of costume. You know.
Oh, I agree. If
So-
you need Iceman, you need Goose, you need some.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You
Yeah.
need something. You just go by yourself, and maybe like I said, maybe he did. He just didn't seem to have anyone in costume with him that fit.
Yeah,
so-
because after party, you know.
for sure. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
But I mean, he definitely wasn't with Iceman because Iceman has a 6 every time. He would have been there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's Goose.
It had to have been. Yeah.
Oh, right into the canopy. Brutal.
That explains why he wasn't there, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Man. I didn't know at what point in the story he was that specific with his costume.
Super specific.
Yeah. He's like, I'm Maverick, but after.
Yes.
That's-
After Goose dies.
That's why he was so forlorn at the bar. Now it all makes sense, you know?
Yep.
All right. That's a great costume. Man,
It is.
that guy should have won a prize or something.
You know, if we were thinking,
Mhm.
we should have bought him a drink and just be like, to Goose, man, to Goose.
Yes. In fact, that should happen every time someone sees someone dressed as Maverick that doesn't have a goose with them.
Yes.
That should be like the thing. You know, as you go buy him a drink and, you know, maybe pour a little out for the fallen. But,
Yep.
oh, man. Yeah. So, all right. So what you got? What else you got here? Is there anything about Halloween you want to talk about? Halloween was nothing at all for me. So,
You know, I love Halloween, but this year was kind of like a bummer because, you know, the Halloween party we used to go to in the past happens on Beer Fest Day, which is fine because I like Beer Fest Day.
right.
But I didn't really dress up, or we took the kids out. Well, the kid,
Yeah.
because Logan's just too old to trick or treat anymore.
Right.
We took Leah, my niece and nephew, and you know they had a good time.
Oh, that's good at least.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just it was like, man, I kind of miss dressing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I went as Wilford for Beer Fest, but that's not quite the same.
Right. Exactly.
That's like wearing pajamas.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. You're pretty
Yeah.
much wearing a onesie with, you know, a hood. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, footy pajamas, if you will.
And I do enjoy dressing up, but yeah, just not doing it this year was kind of odd.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
Although the trick or treating highlight was because we went go to my in-laws neighborhood because it's not a very big neighborhood, and you know Just something we've always trick-or-treated at my in-laws' house.
Yeah.
Even before they moved.
Right.
I don't know why.
Mm.
But the neighbor kid across the street went through the neighborhood as Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Mm.
And then he went inside, switched candy bags and costumes, and hit the neighborhood again.
Did people know he was doing it?
Well, Joe, my father-in-law, he did.
Yeah.
And then we're like, because towards the end of his run, he came back, and we're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, more profit." It's like, hilarious.
I mean, yeah, good. I hope no one dined him out, because snitches get stitches,
Snitches get stitches. Damn straight.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the family that was there last year handing out cocktails to the adults were either not giving out anything or were not present.
Or
I was a little disappointed.
They're incarcerated this year.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, for handing out.
I guess to be fair, when we were trick-or-treating, I did decide I was dressed as a recycle bin. Because I was wearing my little drawstring bag, and people were just putting empties in it. Because I brought it to carry beers.
Yeah, sure.
I always have a couple, you take the kids, I always throw a couple beers in the bag or something.
You guys stay hydrated. We talk about it all the time. It's very important.
So yeah, I was just walking around clinking with all these empty bottles in my bag. Like, this is annoying.
Sure. Yeah, no doubt.
But whatever. What are you going to do?
Right.
I mean, last year when we trick-or-treated, it was like garbage day, so I just kept putting empties in people's recycle bins. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So convenient.
By the end of the night, it wasn't recycle bins. It was just the back of their truck. Or,
yeah, for sure.
Whatever was close. Mailbox. Yeah. Exactly. So,
Actually, there was one guy.
Kids' bags as you're walking by.
Yes.
There you go, sport.
Trick-or-treat,
yeah.
clunk. Hey, if you take that to Michigan, get a dime out of it.
Thanks, mister.
Yes.
Terrible.
But what the fuck is he saying? Oh no, there was a dude that was handing out candy. It looked like an animatronic.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a bowl because it just had a sign that said "Take one."
Yeah.
But as the kids went to grab candy, it was a dude in a costume, and the head was like a huge like skull.
It wasn't like a bag
with like light.
It wasn't a bag of fun, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was not a bag of fun situation.
Just making sure. All right.
There was candy in there, not candy and penises.
All right, I'm just double checking.
But because the mask he was wearing was all like plastic and the eyes were all lit up and stuff, so it looked like just a thing you would set out.
Man. I remember.
And then when he stands up, the kids would be terrified. It was hilarious.
I don't know if you remembered or not, but when we were little childrens, there was a guy who used to live like around the corner, I think, from us, that used to dress up like a gorilla and basically do the same thing. Or somewhere in our neighborhood. And his gorilla costume looked like it was a stuffed gorilla, basically just sitting out there with a bowl of candy or something in its lap. And when you got close, he would jump up at the kids. And it scared the shit out of kids.
Boy, and in that neighborhood, and get you shot these days.
Yeah. Basically.
Our old neighborhood's gotten a little rougher since we moved away.
Yeah. Well, they don't, we were the beacons of hope there,
That's true.
I mean, plus all that electricity kept all the riffraff away,
Exactly. It's like having Shaft living in your neighborhood.
It
Keep
was.
streets clean.
Exactly. We're just like that. Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to make up for it next Halloween.
Right. By going over the top, turn your hat backwards, do some arm wrestling.
Well, Macho Man.
Yeah, I know.
That's in the cards for next year.
Yeah, that's a
like,
good pull.
I got to work on my Macho Man voice.
Yeah, you do.
And try not to shred it.
Yeah.
As I talk like Macho Man.
Yeah, that's going to be the key, is not wrecking yourself while doing so.
Exactly. Yeah. Riggedy wrecking myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Chickadee check myself.
Yes. And you're going to have to learn, a lot of his catchphrases because, I'll just quiz you on them.
Oh, do you know how many times I've watched Macho Man stuff on YouTube? Yeah. Just because it's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the best.
Because Macho Man for Beer Fest, but I do seriously want to get one of those costumes where it's like the pants that makes it look like there's a teddy bear carrying you.
Yeah.
That just really makes me laugh for some reason.
Right. Yeah, there's a bunch of those that do. If it wasn't such a pain in the ass, I would love to have one of those T-Rex costumes to wear around Beer Fest.
I don't know how that would work at Beer Fest.
I
They're
know.
all inflatable and
I
shit.
know. That's what I'm saying is I wish they weren't
Yeah.
such a pain in the ass for that. Like, just doing things is one thing, but it's, bad enough. But to be able to move around in that thing, to be able to put beer in my face, these things are not going to be simple with that. So,
Not really.
yeah.
But you would get tons of photos of people.
Although, I wonder, is there a costume of, how there's the memes and shit for years now of like Jesus riding a raptor or a T-Rex or whatever. Is there a
Right.
costume of that? How it's like, what kind of costume I'm talking about, right? To
Yeah,
where,
I'm not
like
sure
it shows your
either.
body, but then the raptor part goes forward or whatever. And yeah, it looks
Let's
like
see,
the raptor's walking, but it's actually you walking.
Well, I just Googled riding a dinosaur costume.
Yeah.
And they make costumes where, it's one of those inflatable ones where your torso sticks out and your legs are dinosaur legs. It's got inflatable legs. So it looks like you're riding a dinosaur.
There you go.
So you could easily adapt this into Jesus.
Right. So there's my answer then. I just need a perfect.
You need a Jesus wig
Uh-huh.
and a robe.
Right. And I'll
That's
just
it.
tell everybody that I'm a Jedi if they ask.
Yes.
Just to confuse everyone. Like, but they didn't ride dinosaurs either. Like, fuck you. In my universe, they did.
Yeah, this is totally doable, Brian.
But see,
and,
that would make more sense, right? Like, cause then I'm free to drink and
adult size is $30 on eBay.
boom and not die of heat exhaustion,
Yep.
which is
Well, plus
a concern.
those things, how they keep running, they have a little fan on them.
Right.
And, that's how they keep the air inside. Because our buddy Keith had one of these costumes where it always looked like he was a cowboy. And it was the horse was inflatable.
Right.
And you remember him walking around the party just like, woo!
Yep.
So you also got to make sure we keep spare batteries
Oh yeah. Good point.
so your costume doesn't die.
Oh yeah, 'cause it'd be nothing worse than walking around with a limp dinosaur.
Yes. Wow. I'm just kind
The
of
old whiskey
scrolling.
beer dinosaur. What?
I'm just kind of scrolling down these inflatable costumes, and I get down to almost to the end of the page.
Yeah.
And there's just a giant inflatable black dick costume.
Ah, perfect. That's what I
'Cause
should.
why wouldn't there be?
Why wouldn't there be, right? What you don't know, Tony, is that's not inflatable.
Boy, if you only saw it was inflated.
It's not soup. I mean, what are you going to do?
That's true. Inflatable soup.
Right.
That's going to be my new restaurant when I serve soup in inflatable bowls.
Yes. Oh, I thought you
It's
were
going to
going
be terrible.
I'm just so glad because I thought this was going to go inflatable big black dick somewhere. I was terrified
just-
for a minute there.
Just hot soup in inflatable bowls. Because I don't think the vinyl will work out real well with the hot soup.
Right. Yeah. That
And it's
doesn't
like,
seem like a good
we
idea.
are not liable for any burns. Big sign on the door.
Right. That makes sense.
So people get a big piping hot bowl of soup in an inflatable bowl, and I serve it to them with a spork.
Just because you're an asshole?
Yeah, just for my own amusement.
That's fair.
I kind of want them to, spill steaming hot broth over their genitals.
Oddly enough, your most searched terms on RedTube.
Yeah, it's true.
Steaming hot broth and genitals.
Genitals. It's crazy.
Sorry, sexy genitals.
Yeah, sexy genitals.
Sexy genitals, yeah. I was reading something the other day. I forgot what it was. And somebody made some comment about, like when you were a kid searching on the internet and they were like, something like typing in sexy boobies. And I lost it
That's pretty funny.
because of, the joke, that, I don't even know what episode that was on. We explained it, but a while ago.
I mean, I could quickly explain it again
Boom.
because it's been a long time.
Yep.
So a while ago, we had an iTouch that we let my son use. I looked at the search history, and he was searching boobies,
Mm-hmm.
Which
As a young boy will do.
as a young boy will.
Right.
But the follow-up to the booby search was sexy boobies, which was hilarious, which of course made me Google boobies and sexy boobies to see the difference, and he was dead on.
Yeah. Yep. He figured out the algorithm.
Yes, he did. I was like, oh, good. He doesn't have a learning disability.
Right. It's like, boobies, there's just too many boobies. I don't want to see the unsexy boobies. So I'll just type in sexy boobies. That way I only get the sexy ones.
Got to narrow this down a little
Boom.
bit.
Yeah.
Feels way too wide of just boobies.
Yep. You know what that reminds you? It really reminds you of, or reminds me of, when the internet, we were really first learning how to use search engines on the internet, you know, and how most of the time you'd be like, oh, I want to find this. And you would just type in the most broad thing you could. And now if you look at how we Google things, most of the time, even without thinking about it, we filter it down.
Oh yeah.
You know, cause we've been trained to, that's how it works. So we automatically will filter down. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're looking for that, just to cast a net. But a lot of times in our heads, we'll just pare it down until, we're going to get a better search that way. Plus the search engines themselves will kind of do that a little bit,
Well, like when I was looking for the volleyball, I put in, bullfighting inflatable suit, Mexico.
Right. See, that's way more specific than you would have probably done in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
You would have probably, I don't know, you might have typed everything in,
Yes.
So that's a really weird search though.
I know. That's what but it worked.
Yeah. Love it.
Wasn't even in Mexico.
I know, right? Oh man. So I got some, things. Did you see the Wonder Woman trailer?
Yeah, I saw that it was posted. I have not watched it.
Darn it. Yeah.
I know. I know there's probably that, and there's probably another video you're talking about that I saw was posted, and I haven't had a chance to watch it either.
I don't know if I have anything else, but the Wonder Woman one, I thought, I dig it. I think it looks pretty strong.
I heard they had a homage to classic Superman with old neck break Johnson, Christopher Reeves,
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I didn't pick that up. I'll have to look.
I heard. I just saw it as a blurb when I was searching for something else.
In fairness, I was kind of half-assing it when I was watching it too. So
fair enough.
As is tradition.
As is tradition.
But yeah, I was pretty excited about that. The other thing that I have here, real quick, about like movies, was that they announced today that, first of all, the Voltron Legendary Defender cartoon that's on Netflix got picked up for a second season, which is cool because it was a good cartoon.
I'm a couple episodes in on that. Yeah, I like it so far.
Good show. Yeah, it's not great, but it's good.
Yeah.
Does
what
Voltron?
Yeah, it kind of rubs that Voltron nub you got. Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
the Volnub.
Volnub.
And I'll form the nub.
Just Voltron with like this giant clit. Instead of a head, of course.
Well, of course.
It's not the Black Lion. It's like a pink hood. Anyway, they announced today that a live action version of Voltron was acquired by Universal, and it's official. It's going to be written by David Hayter at this point, who wrote the screenplays for the first two X-Men films as well as Watchmen. And, it says something about him doing voice work, but really I don't see why that matters.
Well, if they can, get the same sort of monster fighting that like Pacific Rim had, I'm in.
Right. Exactly.
If they do, the last Godzilla movie, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's always exciting and terrifying when these things get announced, because like the fact that it's going to be live action, we're in a position now that, you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's probably going to look great, but you're right. It's like, I'm very curious to see, the other stuff of the thing, like what the monsters look like and whatnot. Cause I hope it doesn't look terrible. The other thing that's going to be interesting is with, there's a Power Rangers movie coming out,
right.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Cause, which may be why.
In my opinion, Power Rangers seems like almost a rip-off of Voltron, almost.
Yeah, we were, we're at that age group to where we're Team Voltron, because Power Rangers came out, I think, when we were in like junior high school.
Yeah, it's a little too late.
Yeah, or
we
in
were
fairness,
a little too late for it.
It hit the U.S. then. I think it was out in Japan before that, but
right.
It hit us to where we were just like, we're past all this garbage, And honestly, I was always mad when it came on TV because I wanted cartoons instead. So,
That's true.
I never had any love for Power Rangers and still don't. It's not really that I ever hated it. I just, I've watched it, but, and I honestly, to me, the only enjoyment I ever got out of the show was the horrible monsters and shit and the acting. I laugh at it like watching a bad monster movie,
That and Pink Ranger.
Well, maybe. She formed the nub.
Yes.
Terrible.
There it is.
Oh man. So anyway, what other thing were you thinking I would have?
Well, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, whatever. Metallica released another video.
Oh,
off their album, like Atlas Rises or something.
I forgot to watch it. I meant to, and I forgot. Yeah.
I have not. I didn't watch it either, but I was like, oh, I should watch that for the show. And then I moved on to other things because that's what I do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well,
I go, I should do that. And I'm like, ooh, shiny. Look, it's Irish people trying American cheeses or something.
Like, ooh, it's volleyball. Yeah. Well, maybe we can shoot for that. We can shoot for that for next week because I actually have another video that I want to talk about, but I want to have a little more time to talk about it. Plus, I want you to watch it before we talk about it.
That's fair.
So there was something else that I forgot. There, in one of the groups I'm in, there's somebody posted a thing. And I think most people that are internet savvy probably have heard of. You've heard of the Found Footage Festival, right?
No.
No? Okay.
Actually,
oh my
apparently
God.
I'm not internet savvy.
Okay, never mind. Maybe I'm just wrong. There's a website that's just got a shit ton of found footage on it. And they've used it on At Midnight and stuff before. It's foundfootagefest.com. And the one that I wanted to point out actually kind of goes back to looking up sexy boobies and stuff, because I think there's a full video. I think the thing I have here is just the trailer for it. But it's how to have cyber sex on the internet.
That is hilarious.
And it is from when the, dial-up modem type days. This woman goes into this chat room and she's basically who wants to have cyber sex? And someone answers her, and then because this is a minute and a half long, it cuts and she's topless and it's censored out. But she's also in mom jeans, so extra hot. And, it's just funny the way it is because it's the worst, because you think of how people sext now. And then when you watch this and you're just oh my God, but this is literally someone did this back in the day as an instructional video on how to have cyber sex.
I don't know how I've missed this website because I'm looking at it now.
Right. And it's fantastic.
I could spend a lot of time.
I was just going to say it's no different than jumping on YouTube to where there's just plenty of just horrible, just not good stuff, but there's also plenty of just gems on it.
I have right here how to be a real man,
right?
With right next to it, enjoy lovemaking through hypnosis. What the fuck?
By Dr. Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know how I'm not aware of this because one of my favorite subreddits of all time.
Yeah.
Is deep into YouTube where people find bizarre YouTube videos and put them there for everyone's enjoyment.
Deep cuts and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I found some bizarre shit on there that I've posted on our website occasionally.
I'm looking at some of the titles for some of these here, which are modeling what it takes, rent a friend, ferret fun, video dating part 2, trick and fancy roping, babes with machine guns.
Oh, that I'm into. Nice.
Rock vocals. They're just ridiculous, And my favorite part of this one too, this one that I found was the category is babes and hunks, computers and tech, how to, and staff picks. Cause I think on the homepage there's a staff picks, section or whatever. Or they just update, based on what's hot or whatever. It was,
oh my God. I'm going to be doing, I hope this works.
Yeah.
On iOS. So I can just watch them on my phone or maybe Chromecast them. Is this Chromecast compatible?
Oh man, I hope so for your sake.
I want to watch this total self-defense. It's got some guy that looks like he's in his 60s choking out some dude with a mustache.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
Such a great site. So I guess, unofficial site of the week, I just wanted to bring up that one part of it because I felt like it was kind of like old hat, but maybe it isn't because I've known about it. I just haven't spent a lot of time on it I don't know how I haven't, but
right.
It's an easy hole to fall down and just stay in, Cause
I could see that.
just like any video site, you click on one and then it'll be like, like seriously, like over in the categories, there's one that's actually old folks. One is weirdos. And that one's probably, got to be my favorite one. So, yeah. So there you go. Enjoy, folks.
Yeah.
FoundFootageFest.com. We'll have the link in the show notes.
Fantastic.
And, make sure you check out the how to have cyber sex on the internet because, I'm sure it'll help anybody who does the sexting.
I agree.
Or,
the old sexting.
Or probably not. But anyway.
This video is about herpes. Oh, my God. I got to get away from this or I'm going to just sit here and talk about videos.
Right.
All right. Moving on.
Well, let's talk about other things then. So just briefly, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we kind of talked about this before, but I had to. Did you see Starbucks put out those green cups and people are just having a shit fit over it again?
I saw a little, cause I've heard like this week and a half, I've been non-existent on social media.
Fair enough.
So I did see a blurb somewhere about it.
Yeah.
And I got a green cup earlier in the week and I was like, oh, look, it's a green cup with a bunch of like weird faces on it. But I didn't even pay attention to what was on the cup. I just drank my high octane fuel and threw it in the garbage like a man.
It's supposed to signify like, people kind of being different but coming together. That's what the art concept behind it is, I guess.
A little John Lennon action.
Yeah, and people, there's people that are, people get really pissed because, man, war against Christmas, yada, yada.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, and then, and other people are, quit trying to, like, there's one here that accuses people of, like, political brainwashing, and it's just like, seriously, folks. Like, I mean, the person who accused him of that's got the name, hashtag Hillary Satan is their Twitter handle. Or not their handle, but their, how you have, like, a nickname on Twitter. And it's like, come on. It's like, this is stupid. Like, it's really stupid. Who the fuck cares what's on the cup of your coffee? Like,
yes.
Like, they could just give you a plain cup, like they do any other time of the year. Just a plain cup with their logo on it. You're okay being a walking fucking billboard for Starbucks. Giving them all the free advertisement. Because if you just walked around with a plain white coffee cup, nobody would know where you got it.
Yeah. Here's my deal.
Ugh.
I'm such an addict when it comes to coffee. If they handed me a cup that was just covered in dicks, I'd probably be like, meh. Yeah. Move on with my life and keep drinking my coffee.
That's right.
Because I don't care.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's like, people need to just get over this bullshit. Remember last year it was the red cups.
Yeah.
And how, whatever it was, I think they said happy holidays or whatever it was. These don't say anything. There's no, somebody like criticized them for not having any wintry or Christmas things on it, like snowflakes or, Santa or anything like that. It's like, they were trying to come up with something that wasn't offensive and people have just gone, about it because they're like, oh, we're being brainwashed because, it's sanitized of Christmas, essentially.
Well, let's do this. I'm so upset that my Starbucks cup doesn't have snowflakes or any wintry things on it. Bitch, it's summer in Australia right now.
Right.
And there's definitely Starbucks down there.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, it's like, again, like you said, it's like, who the fuck cares? It's a cup.
Yeah, really, that's the key. Who cares?
Get your head out of your twat and just move on, or your ass or whatever. Get your head out of your fill in the blank insult. I don't care what it is you want to stick your head up, but get your head out of there. It's a fucking cup. Get over it. Like,
yes.
Who cares? I really don't.
The only time I'm concerned about my cup is when it's empty.
Yeah. Like, McDonald's and places like that put all sorts of different things on their cups throughout the year. Different contests or things that they're promoting or they're the official sponsor of, whatever. And it's like, there's like never an outrage on this stuff. And it's like, I don't know why people think that there has to be this Christmas thing on there. Most companies don't want to identify as any one thing because they don't want to isolate part of their fan base. You know?
Well, I hate to kind of shit on my people. They're not my people. Fuck them. Is people, in my opinion, that are willing to pay a little more for better coffee, that is, i.e. not gas station coffee,
right,
seem to love to get offended by shit.
That's true too. Yeah.
You know?
If you're gonna get offended by stuff, pick a real fucking battle. Like, that's my problem. You know, like, don't pick Starbucks coffee cups. Okay, great. Let's say tomorrow Starbucks is like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. Here's Christmas cups. Okay. Now what? You know,
then what about the Jewish people?
Yeah.
Where's my Hanukkah cup? Where's my Ramadan cup?
Yeah, it's so
Where's
dumb.
my Kwanzaa cup?
It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, really, honestly, what I'd love to see is I just love to see Starbucks through Christmas just go to plain white cups. No logo, just plain white cups. And even then, somebody will probably say something about the color choice, you know?
Oh, I love the white cup because it's like snow, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
It's just, so dumb. Anyway, enough of that bullshit.
You know, anyone that complains about the cup should have their lid of their Starbucks cup removed and the contents thrown directly in their face because it's about the temperature to center of the earth.
Yeah. These people they deserve to eat at your soup restaurant.
Yes, exactly. Where the soup is the only thing hotter than the Starbucks coffee.
Right. Barely. It's heated with Starbucks coffee.
and I mean, I can't, I'm not shitting around because I know you're not a coffee guy.
Yeah. Sometimes
I get a brewed coffee from Starbucks and I have to wait 20 minutes before I can drink it because it's so hot.
Yeah. And you're not the only one who, you know, I've heard that a whole bunch from people, and you know,
it's insane how hot it is sometimes.
That is crazy. I mean, it is weird, right? I mean, can you imagine if you went to a food place and had to wait 20 minutes before you could eat your food because of the heat? Nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to give that meat a little time to rest, even though it's not, you know, none of that baloney. But it's just like, you know, here's your pizza. You have to wait 20 minutes. I mean, I guess pizza is one of those foods that you probably should wait a little bit, but
boy, have we all learned that lesson now.
Yeah, and
have some scar tissue in your mouth,
and probably immediately went right back to eating it.
Yeah, we're doing that breathing air in, trying to not die.
What's the matter? You know, the roof of my mouth is cheese now.
Yeah,
because it's just attached and hardened.
I mean, I'm normally Johnny Black coffee, but I've gotten to the point now I have them put a big dollop of heavy cream in it. Well,
just to cool it off a little bit.
You know, King Keto over here, need my fat.
Sure.
But it cools it off so I can drink it quicker.
Right, because, I mean, otherwise it's like, well, you know, what do you need to ask for ice? You know?
Yeah, actually, Jeannie suggested that one time. Yeah. She's like, you should ask for a small cup of ice, put a couple cubes in there. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to water it down.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you want your rocket fuel full strength.
Yeah, but understand. I mean, it's no joke. I mean, I'll put it in my cup holder right now. My test is to put my hand on the lid.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so hot, it's like, Jesus. That's
the thing. I've been with people in places when they get coffee and they'll be, hey, can you hang on to this for me for a minute? You're like, yeah. And you know, they got the little cardboard deal around it to hold on to. And you're still like, I need to set this down because my hand is like, melting.
This fucker's hot.
Yeah, my hand is melting to this cup. Yeah. So
if we're going to complain about the cups, let's complain about their insulation factor.
Right. They need a cup that can cool the coffee, but not make it cold. You know, like just take it down a few degrees, show you, you know, with some Blue Mountains or something that it's ready to drink. And then now see there, actually, if you want to talk about, something, I mean, you can do it with your hand. It's the same idea. But at least, you know, if Starbucks came out with a cup that would tell you when the coffee is like not going to melt the inside of your mouth, that would be more useful to me than the Blue Mountains on Coors Light.
Like their Little Mermaid goes from like looking frowny to happy.
Yeah, something like that. And you're like, oh, it's ready to drink. And then you realize the cups are terrible technology and you still melt your face.
Wait, how about limited edition, since they like doing seasonal cups?
Sure.
They do a season like in the summertime because it makes most sense when the cups are hypercolor technology.
I like this idea a lot.
because let's bring it back.
Right. Just like my
for
fanny
whatever
pack.
anniversary it is.
Sure. It'll probably be some weird anniversary too, like the 23rd
Probably.
anniversary or something. Yeah. I don't know. This cup thing I just can't get over it. It's just like there's so much worse in the world to be mad at as far as like if you're going to try to champion a cause, this is a dumb one.
It's super dumb.
It's really dumb. And I don't even care if you tie your religion to, if you tie your religion into fucking cups from a coffee place, you're just a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I just, like, again, pick bigger fights. Pick bigger fights, you know?
Right.
Like, don't fight the small fights in the world. Fight the big fights. Anyway, moving on.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You got any stories for the week? I got, like, 2 more here real quick.
No, no, not really.
All right. BlizzCon started this week.
That's the World of Warcraft Blizzard shit, right?
Yep. And like they announced various things that you know, some stuff from like Overwatch and Hearthstone, and I can't be bothered with either of those things because I don't play either of them.
I've heard Overwatch is amazing.
Oh no, Overwatch is a great game. I've heard Hearthstone's great. I just don't play them. So
right.
If I had the money to own Overwatch, I would have Overwatch. I just don't
Gotcha.
have it. So what is interesting to me, and this is something I do play a ton, is a lot of people were thinking that they might announce Diablo 4.
Right.
They've been for months, people have been like hoping, and you know, what they did instead was they announced a new character class is going to be added at some point next year to Diablo 3, which is pretty cool because that adds extra content. There's, you know, more story to go with, and they usually boost the levels when they do that stuff to where, you know, your max level can go up and stuff.
Yeah.
They usually come, you know, they're always coming out with new equipment and stuff in the game because, you know, Blizzard's pretty awesome like that. What I couldn't find was and before when they did the class edition, it was free. Or no, it wasn't actually. I'm sorry. It was part of the Ultimate Evil, edition.
Great album.
Right. So I don't know. It doesn't say if it's going to be free or not. I'm looking real quick here. Yeah, it says the pack includes a new in-game pet, 2 additional character slots, which that's cool, 2 additional stash tabs on PC, along with a portrait frame, pendant banner, blah, blah. So I'm guessing this is probably going to be something you buy.
Yeah, a little DLC, huh?
But I won't even, I ain't mad, you know, cause it's a game I play the shit out of, and I play it over and over and over. Like, I probably never got replay value out of a game like I have Diablo 3.
Really?
Yeah, I play it so much. Well, there's various classes, then, you know, they've got, like set equipment that gives, you know, different boosts. So, you know, I try to get all the pieces of the equipment and max it out, and, you know, like, there's the story mode, and then they added bounties to where you can do that, and then they have rifts you can run with people. It's, you know, there's just a variety to the game you can play.
Right.
So I've played a lot of it. But the other thing they announced, which is pretty cool, is the original Diablo. There's going to be a Diablo 3 anniversary patch, and you're going to be able to play the original Diablo on it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Where is it? The area features, like, it's not, I don't know if it, actually, I take that back. It's not going to be the full game. It's going to be stuff, like, part of the game or whatever. Here it is.
Right.
The original Diablo is playable in the Darkening of Tristram Diablo anniversary patch. The area features the 4 main bosses from the first game, original music, and graphics filters to make Diablo 3 look like the original. The dungeon is 16 levels deep, and player character movement is limited to 8 directions like it was in the original.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It says the patch will be on public test realm next week. So it doesn't say, you know, when exactly it's going to be announced.
Right.
But still, pretty cool news. Like, you know, and again, that's something I'm like, ooh, you know, because Diablo was an awesome game. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've played all 3 of them. The only Diablo 3 just in the, like, a little bit they let you play in demo.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And I enjoyed the crap out of them. I used to love Diablo and Diablo 2. I played so much of that on my PC.
You know, it's funny. I never played Diablo 2. I played Diablo 1, and then by the time I finally got to where I was, well, and the reason I didn't play Diablo 2 was Diablo 1, you know, I was trying to avoid games that would be time sucks, you know?
Fail.
Yeah. And then when they announced 3 for the PS4, well, I bought it for the Xbox first, and then when I got my PS4, I was like, well, I got to get it for that because they had the Ultimate Evil edition and stuff. So, like I said, it's been pretty awesome. It's been good money spent for me, you know.
Well, I mean, that's really all that really counts as long as you make your money out of it, right?
It's like I know a lot of people, like, you know, when they were like, hey, we're releasing Skyrim, and people are like, hey, you know, because they've spent, you know, years of their life on that game.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, that's all I got for that.
Beautiful. Video game news.
Yeah.
I've been, Logan's been bringing his Xbox downstairs. Now we got the new TV.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, our old TV and the Xbox One did not play well with each other. I don't know why. Which is weird.
Yeah, it's very weird, yeah.
But so.
Because it wasn't like it was an old TV.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But so he's been bringing it down, and we've been playing like Star Wars Battlefront together and Castle Crashers and shit like that.
Oh, nice.
And it's bad because it's giving me the itch to want to buy a system again, or at least a power pack. I'd rather just get a system.
Right.
Join the current generation.
Uh-huh.
But man, it's really, you know, it'd be like, you know, I just got off of heroin, but you're sitting next to me cooking up a batch and getting your works out. And be like, just one shot, you know.
Yeah, be all right.
Just one ride. It'll be fine.
Well, it's like the other night I threw in GTA 5, and I'm sitting there playing it on my Xbox, and I'm like, I really want this on the PS4 because there's more stuff in it. And, you know, like in my head, it's like I already own the game, but I want because, you know.
But you want the better game.
I really do. Plus, I play my PlayStation 4 way more than I play the Xbox. I still have my 360, you know. I just don't power it up very often, you know. Although I need to renew my gold because, you know, was it Far Cry 3, I think it is, on the 16th is free. And that's a game I really want to play. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah, but I got to renew my gold because, you know, you can't play it unless you have an active gold account. So
I bought a copy of Far Cry free. Oh my God. Dude.
Far Cry 3.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
When they were doing their big, like, you know, whatever month it is when they do like their huge sales.
Uh-huh.
And I got it for dirt cheap, and it's a great game.
That's the one where it's like set to look like it's like an 80s or 90s game, right?
No, what you can buy, there's a DLC for it that is, and I haven't bought it. It's like Operation Dragon Fury or something like that.
Okay, that's the one I want to play. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't got that DLC for it, but the game Far Cry 3 by itself, I said at that time, is amazing. It's a great game.
I should borrow that from you.
Well, it's digital.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Boo. Yeah. Right. Wasn't there? Anyway, we can talk about this some other time. I know it's not something we got to talk about here. So, because we're probably running long, we should probably move into other things.
All right.
So, yeah. Cue the W. Or no, Dude Mountain. Dude Mountain.
Little Dude Mountain action.
Mm-hmm.
Dude Mountain.
So, Brian.
Yeah.
Dude Mountain, which we have a got a little clip from our boys at the Roman Pod and Cast.
Nice.
Haven't listened to it yet,
right?
But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So the bottom 3 for Dude Mountain. You got Clint. Dude, it has an auto select. Just hit the auto select button. Do something. Make your picks.
Yeah. I need to remind him. Like they have an app. They have an app for your phone where you can.
Yeah.
Do it.
They have an app.
Yeah.
They sure do. So down at the very bottom is Clint. Then you got John Von Glisson's our main man Neil, who I need a homeless guy update from San Francisco.
Weird, but yes.
And then tied for the, you know, third worst is Beagley and Canadian Beavers from Roman Pod and Cast. So I guess I'll let me turn on our music real quick here, and we'll play their little clamor. I should have had it loaded, but I'm not a good producer, Brian. All right, so let's see what these guys had to say for us this week. Play, you cunt.
Or not.
or not. Oh, God.
Would you go to sleep or something?
Well, it's because I'm trying to play it off my phone and have my phone on vibrate. So because I try to be somewhat professional,
Mm-hmm.
and it bit me in the ass.
Nice.
Being a pro and shit.
That's what I like to hear.
Any other campaigns we got going on?
No, I think that's it. And nothing but you taking a pounding from Dude Mountain.
Yeah, well, that's nothing new. So pound away, boys.
Prison love.
That sweet Canadian beaver.
Yeah, it's sweet Canadian beaver. They see your headshot and they're like, it's ugly as but I mean,
but still,
beaver.
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 Okay, so I have a quick question. So,
Yes.
sweet Canadian beaver means mangina?
Apparently.
Did I do the math
So
right
it's-
there?
Dude, I stopped it.
Clearly,
There we go.
you did something. I don't know. Right.
Sweet Canadian beaver is probably mangina.
Okay. Well,
I mean-
I'm just asking. I don't know because I'm not Canadian,
Yeah, I am also not Canadian, so I'm just speculating.
Damn it, we should phone a friend.
Right?
I'll have to ask Fluffy Bunny Ash.
Ask her about her sweet Canadian beaver.
Yeah. Well, that'll get even weirder if she's like, oh yeah, I have one of those. And I'll be like, wait.
It's just like a Naked Gun moment. I just had it stopped.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So good. Well played, sir. I need to watch those again. I haven't watched those movies in so long. All right. So, who's at the other
Oh, well, I gotta
end of Dude Mountain?
get this epicness back up.
Oh, right.
There you go. So, well, I'm not gonna even, I guess, in 5th place is Mr. Jackal and Big Dev, because there's a massive pile up for 2nd and 3rd on
Sure.
Dude Mountain right now.
Just an orgy of
Just an
broth.
orgy.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
Yeah, just meaty camel toes everywhere.
I mean, there's a mess of us, me included, in the middle, just jerking. It's crazy. But tied for 2nd place, you've currently got the Furge, our pal Jared. You
Right.
got the Space Pope, our pal Garrett. And you have Team Awesome, Lady Space Violence herself, which is fascinating because she doesn't really know much about football.
Right.
But then, the Lord of King Mountain still reigns. Salty Kings now, which thank you for switching.
Yeah,
that.
no problem. Took me forever to figure it out,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, that's our main man Brian is up
Yeah.
on top. It was funny because Jeannie's like, "Who's Salty Kings?" I'm like, "It's Brian, honey."
Right.
And then I explained like, "Oh, when we're recording the other day, I told him he needs to change it to that
Yeah,
as the king of the mountain."
that's right. And I did. I was actually thinking the week that you or that we announced that I had won that tweet contest, we should have changed my picture on the website to Macho King.
That would have been funny.
or what the one you photoshopped would have been actually better.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Good times. All right. Well,
There you go. There's your Dude Mountain update.
Yep. All right. So let's move into Q of the W.
Cute dubs. And I actually posted on Facebook this time, so I've got a couple of those.
Hey, look at that.
So last week we asked, what is the best and worst Halloween treat that was handed out to you?
Yep.
From our pal Big Dev, fellow jerker in the middle of Dude Mountain. He said pennies are by far the worst. You can't eat them and you can't buy shit with them.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
And the best he ever got was a can of RC Cola. It was essentially like giving out cans of liquid cocaine.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. I remember there were times where I remember getting like, a can of Coke or something, or somebody asking me, like, do you want a can of Coke or, whatever else they had, tab. I don't know.
Tab.
So yeah, good pull, Dev. And I it's tough to argue against the pennies. Cause
Yeah, pennies are shit.
when we were kids, pennies still could be used for candy. There were still
Yeah, 'cause
some places that had penny candy.
We had that one store by us
Yeah.
that you could still had penny candy.
Right. Or even when it was raised to like a nickel, it's like, well, I can still put pennies together and get nickels. So,
Yeah.
without
Or I
it
can
being a
stack these
stretch.
pennies in a sock and go to town on somebody.
Exactly. Yep.
So the other Facebook one I have was from our pal Neil, once again from Daft Pod. And his is he named one item because it could be universally good or bad.
Okay.
He says, I would say used condoms could be both.
Wait, he was given used condoms?
Apparently.
That's a weird thing to give out.
I know. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a cool water balloon or those little like stress balls or a tasty treat.
Mm-hmm. A tasty treat. It's like, here's a Go-Gurt.
Jesus, that's quite the load. That's impressive.
Well, maybe do you remember forever ago we talked about that there was there were people saving their jizz in bottles and sending it somewhere? Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of right there for some reason.
Yeah, I do remember that story. I think some dirty bitch was collecting it or something awful like that.
It was terrible. That's all I remember.
We used to read weird news.
Yeah. It made me, man.
That's right.
Shoot. There we go. I was going to say, I know a few people just responded to our tweet, but they didn't use the hashtag.
How dare they?
And in fairness, they just responded to the tweet, so I can't.
That's true.
Can't hammer them too hard on it, but at the same time,
how dare they?
Well, it's tough because luckily we can still search the stuff. So Sketched Out on TV, which is at Sketched Out on TV on the Twitter, said best Reese's Cups / pumpkins / anything not pieces. Which listen, I love me some Reese's Pieces. So
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, but I can get on board because I think you and I were both we're very much a pro peanut butter cup podcast or a pro Reese's Cup podcast, not the generic bullshit. And the worst was the taffy in the plain orange and black wrappers. I had forgotten about that. That stuff was garbage.
Pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, so good pull on that one. More Gooder Than podcast at MGT Podcast said best was anything Butterfinger. Worst were Smarties. Which, again, I can get on board. I've eaten plenty of Smarties in my life. The only Smarties I ever liked were... Oh, no, those weren't Smarties. Those were Spree. Never mind. Moving on.
Those best Smarties I ever had weren't Smarties at all.
Well, I was thinking of the Chewy... I love Chewy Spree. And, I was thinking Smarties. Because I think there are Chewy Smarties, but... Anyway.
Yeah, not the same.
Yeah. Our pal Heno said the worst candy was Black Crows is what they're called. Not Black Crows, but just the band. He just can't stand them. He said it's Crows, which is a black licorice drop, which I'm on board with that. Anything black licorice can go right to hell.
Unless it's Jägermeister, I'm out.
I'm still, even then I'm still... Anyway, he says best candy, Smarties.
What?
So, I don't know, Heno. I don't know. You may
have to question Heno's taste buds.
I think Heno needs to explain himself.
Yeah, I think we need a candy intervention.
I know Heno likes candy, so I'm surprised that's his pick. But maybe it's more of a nostalgia feel,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's weird. Reasons are several at Reasons Are on Twitter. Said Tootsie Rolls are pretty shit too, which is why you see so many of them left in the bowl, which I don't mind a Tootsie Roll, I mean, it's not my favorite candy now, but as a kid, I used to eat the shit out of those,
Right. I used to really enjoy the fruit ones.
That's actually now I'd rather have the fruit ones,
Yeah.
We actually, I don't know if it was last year or when, I think it was last year on Halloween, we had one of those big bags of the Tootsie Pops and Tootsie Rolls and those, what are they, Fruities or whatever they're called. And man, I smashed too many of those fruit ones.
I do remember getting those big Tootsie Rolls that kind of looked like an awful dump.
Yeah.
And they had like the little nuggets you're supposed to break them up in. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'd house that entire Lincoln log.
Those things would half kill your teeth though. Wasn't it funny how the different size Tootsie Rolls had different consistency?
This is true.
Small ones were really soft. Those medium-sized ones were soft. Then you got those giant ones that were biting into just hard, firm, probably like a hard, firm dump,
Yeah, for sure. One's kind of been sitting out for a while.
Right. Heno said he's a fan of the Tootsie Roll. This is a conversation that went on between Heno and Reasons Are Several. He said he's a fan of the Tootsie Roll. His second worst he would be with me, which was, stuff with coconut in it. So, good man on that one. And then Reasons Are Several responded with, yeah, coconut's no bueno. So, team no coconut all day here.
Apparently.
And they said, I could live on peanut butter cups for the rest of my life, though. Probably not the best diet, but I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, good while it lasts.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hang tight till your pancreas goes out.
You can buy another one, right? I believe that's all we have. So, yep, that's all I've got.
Well, alrighty then.
So, thanks to everybody who responded,
Indeed. Well, I got to go, in inspiration from our earlier conversation about that found footage.
Oh, okay.
.com.
We talked about it. Whenever you say I have to go from my inspiration or from the inspiration earlier, there's like a tightness in my chest when you do that because I just, we've talked about some, inflatable big black cocks. We've talked about, I don't know where we're going here,
Meaty vaginas.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, I just, I want to know what people's website to go to when they want to kill time is.
Oh, that's a good one. Like, what's your best
mine
time
used
suck?
to be Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm more of an Imager guy now.
It makes sense though, right? Because half the shit you look at on Reddit sends you to Imager. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I need to go through my subreddits and kind of get rid of some.
Yeah.
So I can look at the more text-based stuff.
Right.
Because the image-based stuff is all from Imager now.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, it's simple. My biggest time suck is Twitter. There's no questioning it's Twitter by a mile. But if you're just meaning a normal, you know what I mean? Like a different, like an actual website, not like an app on my phone. Well, I guess Reddit is too, but it would be Twitter or Reddit. But it's definitely Twitter because I'm in DM rooms all the time with groups of people. So it's, that's where I'm spending most of my time. But if I'm looking for something not that, cause, I get burnt out on it because it's constant interaction,
Right.
And, so when I get burnt out on that, I go to Reddit and, look at a lot of terrible things.
Like, I see myself spending a lot of time on found footage.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be easy enough to do, right?
Yeah. Just because that's a lot of shit's right up my alley.
Well, I'll tell you, if they had an app, it would be even worse, But
yeah, for
the
sure.
fact that you'll have to look at it through your mobile browser will, slow it down. When I first looked at it, I looked at it on my phone, and I don't think you can look at full videos on it. I think you can only look at clips after I think about it. So, but I don't know. Maybe you can get around that, not using the mobile site address. I don't know. But either way.
But yeah, It's a simple one this week. Where do you go to kill time on the internet? Because you never know. Someone might have some website I've never heard of and want to check out.
Right.
That's always my favorite. Little crowdsourcing.
And it's funny. This is something we haven't done in a long time, but it's not that we did it on purpose. It was, we used to have site of the week. And
it's true.
It wasn't, in fairness, it wasn't an every week thing. It was just found footage fest. It was, hey, you stumbled across this. This is kind of fun. Hey, everyone should go check this out. If anyone listening has websites that they think we should check out, send them to us,
Yeah, by all means, send them along.
Yeah, because we're always up for something to waste more of our time.
For sure, you got
Show me what you got.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have a site of the week / shut up and take my money as well.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that. All right. Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we'll do a little,
Show me
whoops.
what you got.
That's not the right
It's
thing.
okay to play it again, though. Oh, real quick, speaking of,
yeah.
For anyone not listening, I believe I read that early December is Rick and Morty season 3.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Nice.
around the corner.
Nice.
So happy. Anyway,
Fuck, who's awake?
me. Sorry.
So we've got the real low. Come on, Fry. There we go.
There you go.
So, there's this website. It's a clothing website called Shinesty. Like Shine and then STY. Shinesty.
Which sounds like a rapper name.
It does.
Mm.
And he could easily wear these clothes.
Right.
Because everything is, like, for instance, I want to drop a cool $100 on this website because they have full-blown suits, like jacket, pants, and a matching tie that are awful holiday patterns. They look like Christmas paper almost.
Oh my God. I just pulled up their main page.
Yeah. And they've got like NFL suit jackets. They've got Murica stuff. They got classic stuff.
Wow. Now this isn't the place that did the, no, that was something else. I was going to say that made like that Pac-Man suit, are they? But
this is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. They have the Pac-Man suit.
That's a great suit. Oh my God. Some of these suits.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love to get some for Christmas for sure.
Man.
Because everyone's like, oh, ugly Christmas sweater. I'd love to show up in an ugly Christmas suit.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. They have onesies too. Amazing.
I haven't looked at the onesies.
I just saw it. I don't really want a onesie. They also have fanny packs, which you pointed out. And I'm looking at currently.
Well, Brian, the onesies are actually pretty great.
Okay.
They've got a Chewbacca onesie. They got a Darth Vader onesie. They've got a Dayglow 80s neon ski suit.
Oh my. All right. I'm going to have to check the onesies out now. Cause, oh my God. Wow. That is something.
Right?
Yeah. I like some of those onesies actually.
I know. Yeah. I'm telling you.
They have sleeping bag onesies. Oh, hilarious. Wow.
So yeah, if you want to, buy some weird clothing or get all fancified for fucking Christmas,
right? Or
head on over to Shinesty.
Or buy Tony and I gifts.
Yes.
We're okay with that too. They
exactly.
They have socks too, Tony. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see that, but I should.
I mean, they have classy hats, like one right here. It's a snapback that says butt snorkeler on it. Oh man, they've got I love the fact they have a DJ Khaled jet ski hat. It's got like a little logo on it that looks more like it would be something for like a polo shirt or whatever, but it's DJ Khaled like shirtless on a jet ski.
Well, I just pulling up their men's swimwear.
Yeah.
They've got basically it looks like a Speedo with a wolf face on your dick.
Nice. Classy.
They've got one that looks like a Speedo, but it's acid wash jean print. They have one that just says hot dogs on it.
Oh my God. This site's the best.
Right? One is just pizza. All right, perfect.
Someone needs to give us a bunch of money to spend on this website, Tony.
I'm telling you.
I've now determined this. Wait a minute. Is this a... Oh, okay. They have state-based stuff. Like I'm looking at a knit hat. It says, give them the mitten, Michigan beanie.
That would be most excellent.
Yeah. For us. There's a hat that says, I love big dumps. Oh my God. They've got, ridiculous wigs, like a Bob Ross half-fro wig. Wow. Like a mullet type wig. Wow. This is something.
See, I'm telling you.
This is one of the better finds in a while, Tony. I mean, man, I brought found footage, but you might have won this week. It's close.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's not. But...
Yeah, so there you go. I'm saying, if you want to buy some cool ass shit, head over here.
Yeah. Good times.
Because I know I want to.
Yeah. Oh my God. I need to stop looking at stuff on this site. Oh my God, they have scissor socks.
Yeah, I know. But I find myself going into a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Scissor.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh man. All right, moving on. Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't have anything else.
No, I think I'm about tapped out over here.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess as always, we, go to saltylanguage.com. There's going to be a robust amount of links this week because,
Indeed.
And they're powerful.
Like I just sent mine to you.
Yeah, they're so powerful this week too,
Powerful links.
Yeah. So go check all those out, or they'll be in the show notes too if you want to, look that way. We haven't in a while. We ask, if you listen to us on the iTunes, maybe swing by iTunes and leave us a review. 5-star ball wash.
5-star ball wash.
And for, those who have recently, thank you. We do appreciate it. It helps us get, show up sooner in iTunes algorithm. Also, if you listen to us like on Stitcher or however it is you listen to us, or iTunes, whatever, if there's a share button or a like button, whatever, please utilize that liberally as well, for the same reason. And, so going back to saltylanguage.com, there's this link on the side of the page. It's an Amazon link. So if you're going to be, because I know we're starting to get close to the Christmas shopping. So if you're going to be doing any shopping on Amazon, swing by the old, your pals. It's like coming to our treehouse, checking into saltylanguage.com, click on the Amazon link. It takes you back there. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just an extra click or two. And, they give us a bit of a referral bonus. Yeah, at the bottom of it's on the side now, or is it on the bottom? I forgot where you have the networks.
Down on the side, right-hand side.
That's right. Almost everything's on the right-hand side now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can check out the networks we're part of, such as Tangent Bound Network. We're on the Geek Life Radio list of podcasts, and we're also part of...
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.
So yeah.
Definitely go check those out if you would, because there's lots of good folks putting out good quality programs over there. Some stories.
Hell yeah.
And,
stories.
Yep. And if you want to contact the show, you can contact us at on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
I am at Monotony, kinda, because I'm not there too much lately.
Right. Yeah, fair enough, right? On Snapchat, you can find me at Ninjitsu.
Oh, I am, excuse me, salty_language, also Salty Language Pod on the Instagrams.
Right.
Although we don't use it that often.
Right. And, again, if you want any of the links for the show, they're all available on the website. So, it's just the best up. Go check out, Tony just posted, actually, the Newest Enthusiast, which is the recap of the Detroit Beer Fest, which I was not part of, so I need to go listen to that episode, too.
Right.
So, definitely hit that up and hit up the other interviews and such that we've done, because, there's been a lot of good talks had in there. And, you got one last piece. You forgot the business, Tony. We didn't get into the business.
The business?
Now you got to do
right.
business.
Did forget the business. You talk about freepodcastgarbage@gmail.com.
That's part of it.
You can send me an email, and I'll send you some free podcast garbage.
Right.
I've actually, this weekend, because apparently we have envelopes. That's been my holdup. I need to buy envelopes.
Oh.
I haven't got them yet.
Oh.
Apparently I have envelopes in the house. I didn't know this. So I'm packing up some free garbage this weekend.
Nice. All sorts of used panties about to be sent out.
Hell yeah. Game worn.
Just whatever he grabbed at the laundromat. Terrifying. It would be kind of a fun contest, right? Like, we mailed out 100 pairs of panties. One of them is like the golden ticket ones.
Right.
And you win, I don't know what, but anyway. No, you have another piece of business also. Something you're going to be part of coming up.
Oh, geez. Here's me. It's getting late. I am a part of the Passerby Podcast hot wing eating thing for kids with no food event. Where basically we're eating consecutively spiced wings, much like the Hot Ones show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to kind of suck for our faces.
And probably other parts of you, yeah.
And probably other parts. But it's for a good cause, so go to GoFundMe, search PBP Hot Wings, and make some donations. I believe if it gets over a $700 mark, it's over $500 right now. But if it gets over $700, there's another sauce that's going to get unlocked.
Oh my.
Which, from what I understand, is basically like liquid fire in your face.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Boy, if only I had the money to put it over that, I would do. Yeah, so definitely go throw some money at that if you can, and if you can't, we understand, But or hit up Passersby. Do you shoot? I don't have his Twitter in front of me. I think it's
at Passerby Pod.
Okay,
pretty
Passersby.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hit him up on Twitter, and if you can't donate money, maybe throw a couple retweets out for him, see if or tell people if they can help or whatever. So And, yeah, it's for a good cause, you know, making Tony miserable.
Yeah. You want to, you know, hear tales about me losing all feeling on my tongue and shitting fire for 3 days?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
That's an enthusiast right there. Day one. And then just Morgan Freeman's voice narrating.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, shit.
I've reached out to him. I haven't heard back.
Yeah, I hear he's busy. I don't know. You might have to go for...
I think he's dodging me.
Yeah, I think so, too. You might have to go for somebody else, you know? I don't know.
It's true.
Like, oh, God, what's his name that did the voiceover work on The Wonder Years?
Oh,
I can't think of his name now.
God damn it.
Daniel Stern? No, that's not Daniel Stern. It was... shit, I don't remember.
Daniel Son?
No, I don't think it was the Karate Kid, Tony.
Was it Jeff Goldblum?
Goddamn rich cunt!
Sure.
Okay, cool.
It is in our reboot. Oh, shit. All right, so, yeah, I guess I can't think of anything else. So until next time, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty, people.
And go Team Wolfbod.
Fucking Wolfbod.